all very, very worried about the nightmare scenario of a mass resignation of our healthcare workers and at the same time a national shutdown of our hospitals. So because of this, I would like to call on COA and the DBM to discuss the issues because ang pinaka-interest natin talagang makahanap ng pera para mabayaran yung SRA at hazard pay ng ating mga medical workers. And there seems to be some kind of discrepancy among the funds, some kind of disagreement also with regard to policy. And I thank the COA for answering very promptly to Chairman Michael Aguinaldo, as well as the DBM, although kanina nga lang binigay, dahil sabi nga ni Yusek Tina na kinukumpuni pa niya yung mga figures. Yung DOH na obliga ako na isole kasi hindi magtugma-tugma. Ngunit, eto nga, ang klaro is there is money. As of June 30, may 61 million more or less from Bayanihan 1, may 7 billion more or less from Bayanihan 2. Meron rin mga pera galing sa GAA 2020 and of course, andyan pa rin yung 2021. My question is that COA issued in the letter to myself as well as Senator Angara the opinion that the reversion of these funds to the DBM extended the validity of Bayanihan 2 up to June 30, 2021. Ibig sabihin, after June 30, 2021, nag-lapse na yung mga pondong to, wala nang pambayad ng SRA. Medyo nakakatakot to. Ito rin yung opinion ni Yusek Tina dyan sa DBM na nag-lapse na to, kaya magre-revert. Wala na tayong perang pagkukunan for the SRA. On the other hand, under the GAA, by extending the availability of the said APRO up to December 31 of this year, may unobligated pa under FY 2020 GAA. So ang tanong ko, I'd like to know ano yung opinion ng DBM. Kailangan ba talaga i-revert yan? Katulad ng sinasabi ng COA sa sulat sa akin. So I'd like to ask Yusek Tina as well as Chairman Aguinaldo if he's still there. Yusek Tina, you look well. I hope it's not true na nag-positive test kayo.
Nag-positive naman po. Pero asymptomatic so far. So I hope it continues. But anyway, ma'am, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, the amount under Bayanihan 2 has actually reverted, but we were able to finance the SRA for the 20,000 healthcare workers whose claims have not been paid under the Bayanihan 2 law, and we released it today, and DOH will be downloading it, I would assume, starting this afternoon.
Oh, so you were able to find some money. Is there any other funding left over that, as you know, needs to be paid out? It's much more than a mere 20,000 healthcare workers.
Actually, ma'am, we got it from the MPBF for healthcare workers coming from the government. And for those coming from the private sector, we cannot classify it as a personal benefit. So we actually tapped it from the unprogrammed fund. No, there is a funding backup coming from excess revenues as certified by the Treasury. May natira pa ho. So nasa amaho po yon sa release. The total amount that was released today was 311 million pesos.
Okay, what is left over para mapangako naman natin sa ating mga health workers so they have something to look forward to?
Ma'am, we need to know from DOH how much claims pa they would submit, because at this point, I think they only have a figure corresponding to potential claims. So, kailangan po yun.
Kasi wala silang kompletong listahan ng utang natin eh.
Hindi ngayon po yata, they're actually consolidating the claims coming from hospitals private and public, private and government. So we're awaiting that list in the event that the 311 million pesos is insufficient.
Yes, in the opinion of DBM Sec Abuel, as well as the letter of Chairman Aguinaldo from COA, yung GAA 2020, available pa yan hanggang December 31, 2021. Magkano pa bang natitira dyan?
Wala po ako ng figures ng buo, pero I can submit, ma'am, to you, to your office, the amount for continuing.
So that's clearly available, ano? Wala tayong problema dyan. And then of course, ongoing pa rin yung GAA 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang maliwanag may pera. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na walang pera.
Opo.
So, maaari tayong mangako na bababayaran yung SRA ng ating healthcare workers as well as, is this correct ba, sa DOH at sa ating DBM, yung MAT, ADHP at yung iba pang owing sa kanila?
Yung ma'am, MAT, based dun sa approval na nakita ko, it's not supposed to be provided any additional release, but it will have to be taken from the budget of DOH. So it has to be charged against the savings of DOH. So wala pong release doon. Ang meron pong nakabinbin pa sa amin at this point will be the payment for yung sa mga tawag nilang vaccinators at saka yung mga ibang mga HRH, yung Human Resource for Health Sector, meron po kong unpaid doon na, as mentioned kanina ni Secretary Duque, is around 3.6 billion pesos.
That's right. So, may pera talaga. Yun nga ang itatanong ko. So, kung pwede ma-update tayo sa GAA 2020, tapos yung sa vaccinators at yung mga so-called mako-convert sa savings, itatanong ko lang kay Chairman Aguinaldo kasi nariyan na rin siya. Tama po ba ito dito sa page 2 ng inyong sula sa number 4? You stated that the unobligated sums of GAA 2020 are now extended up to December 31, but bayanihan 2, all the sums therein that have been unobligated of June 30 of this year need to be reverted to the National Treasury as they have already lapsed.
Good afternoon, Chair. Yes po, that's our understanding. Yung GAA 2020 po was extended for another year. Pero yung sa bayanihan po, I think nag-lapse po siya noong June 30, 2021. So kung hindi pa po na-obligate, normally nire-revert po talaga yon.
Are we saying that we will also revert all the massive sums that remain with the GFI sa Land Bank, sa BBP, sa PhilHealth, katapos yung malalaking halagarin na nananatili pa rin sa ating mga LGU, magre-revert lahat yan?
Well, that's the concept there. Kung hindi pa po na-obligate, ang effect po nun, dapat i-revert po sa Treasury. And it would be up to Congress to again appropriate the amounts.
Yes, that's a concern because I think the DBM as well as Senate LDRNO have different opinions on the same, and I urge you to come to a common policy so that this will no longer be another cause for delay and frustration for our healthcare workers. Kasi iba yung kanila eh. Sa kanila ongoing pa rin daw. While the pandemic persists and the President has not withdrawn his executive order.
Opo, Mr. Chair, I think this is something that can be discussed with DBM po to firm up the policy. Ito po yung magiging observation po namin. But then if we can be convinced otherwise, we're very open naman po.
Thank you very much. I know the chair is always open to all sorts of opinions, and certainly given the sad state of affairs, we need to pay our healthcare workers ASAP. Thank you very much to both you, Sec, as well as Chairman Aguinaldo. Nais kong tawagin ang ating PhilHealth. Please introduce yourself, Mr. Chair. Sino
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair.
Pangalan.
Attorney Jose Mari F. Tolentino, Office of the Senior Vice President for Legal Sector, Mr. Chair.
As early as May, this discussion occurred already regarding the circular of PhilHealth as early as 2016, initiating investigations against false claims and suspensions on a broad scale of hospitals and other health facilities. So I flagged this to PhilHealth as early as June 11 kasi yung number of allegedly false claims lumobo from December to August of this year. Naging 15,000 na yung allegedly false claims. Nagtataka ako, mahigit kumulang lang naman 850 ang ospital. Ang dami-dami naman false claims bigla. Maraming nagre-reklamo and I know that Cebu Hospitals, Perpetual Succor, Chonghua, Adventist, all complained about this because they were immediately suspended for all sorts of payments. Tinanong ko ngayon yung PhilHealth Legal, yung arbitration office, 86 billion ang utang sa iba't ibang ospital. Pero yung fine na pinapataw ng ating PhilHealth Legal ay nasa 640,000 lamang. Magsha-shutdown ang lahat ng ospital dahil sa fine na pagkaliit-liit, samantalang yung utang, bilyon-bilyon. Tama ba yun?
Mr. Chair, if the good senator refers to cases filed before the arbitration department, Madam Chair, unfortunately, it's not under the legal sector, Madam Chair. It's with the Office of the COO. So, ang sa legal sector po, from the fact-finding, investigation, and enforcement department hanggang prosecution level lang po, pag may finding na po ng prima facie case, tsaka pa lang po magfa-file ng formal complaint before the arbitration department. Yung arbitration, ang adjudication department na po ang pangalan niya ngayon, sila po ang nagre-resolve at nagpapataw ng kaukulang penalties, including fine, Mr. Chair.
Yes, but Attorney Tolentino, tama po ba yung sinasabi na while there's a disagreement between PhilHealth and the various health facilities, sigurado na talagang bilyon-bilyon ang utang natin sa ospital, hindi po ba?
Ma'am, I cannot confirm nor deny that the figures, Madam Chair, maybe the appropriate department who are with us, Madam Chair, because those are money matters, Madam Chair.
Okay. Let's go back to your quasi-judicial power then. Is it the fact that when you investigate, you also have the power to suspend?
Suspend the accreditation, Madam Chair, or are we talking about the suspension of payment of claims, the more recent?
All payments of all claims.
Yes, Madam Chair. With the
during this whole period of COVID, we're fully aware that pneumonia was first discovered and later on nagne-negative sa napaka-primitive na COVID test at that time. So they were all considered fake claims, when in fact, it was just the lack of knowledge and experience with COVID-19. Hindi po ba ganun yung mga kaso sa tatlong ospital ng Cebu at napakarami pang ospital?
Yes, yes, Mr. Chair, may mga ganyang kaso po. For us in the legal sector, yung mga claims po kasi pinoprocess muna sa mga regions. Minomonitor po yan. Our HCP pass, yung Performance Assessment System, and the MIDAS, ito yung parang IT namin, makikita po doon kung may mga red flag na mga claims. Ngayon, iipunin po siguro yan, and kung sa tingin nila may reason for the legal sector to conduct a fact-finding investigation, doon pa lang po magsisimula ang proseso pangangalap ng mas marami pang impormasyon para makita natin doon sa investigation report kung talaga pong may claims na dapat irekomenda. Irekomenda pa lang naman po ng fact-finding yon kung necessary na isususpend yung particular claims.
Status of the alleged 86 billion claims of all the different hospitals. Anong status nila? Kasi ang dami-dami sa sinasabi na talagang magsususpenso kayo kahit you deny that this was a new circular and that in fact, this circular was 2016 pa. Ano ba talaga mangyayari dito sa utang natin sa ospital? Acknowledge naman ng lahat na yung utang eh. Tapos, kinakasuhan pa ninyo. Ano ba talaga ang balak natin?
Madam Chair, as to the payment of claims, I'm sure, I'm definite that pinoproseso naman po yung mga good claims. Talagang pag nakitang good yan, binabayaran po agad.
Your office has jacked up the numbers. From 9,000, it's now 15,000. Apakadami na nito. Parang sinasadya na eh, pagkarami-rami naman. Kung sa bagay, dati-dati, ang tawag namin dyan sa mga false claims, livelihood.
Well, Madam Chair, we only act upon the reports. Kunyari may natatag sila na tingin ng ano natin.
Sudden multiplication of all these claims. So what do you ascribe this huge increase?
Ng fraudulent claims, Madam Chair?
Bakit napakarami biglang lahat fraudulent?
I think I would attribute it also to the increase talaga ng number of claims ngayong panahon ng pandemic. I think our IT also can sila po kasi nagagather ng lahat ng ng claims together with our PhilHealth regional offices. Ngayon po kami sa legal sector, we act only upon kunyari may recommendation o imbestigahan po itong particular to kasi parang tumataas yata yung parang nakakapagtaka bakit nagki-claim pa sila ng ganito karami. And then, the investigation begins.
Isa't kalahating taon na tayo nagdudusa sa COVID. Hindi naman nakakagulat yun. Talagang dapat mag-claim.
That is correct. I agree with that, Mr. Chair.
Eh, yung pala yun.
Yung claims po. Yung claims po.
What we can do, this investigation, after all, under the Blue Ribbon Committee of my chairman, Chairman Gordon, is in aid of legislation. Masasabi ba natin na may abuse of the overarching and extremely broad and encompassing quasi-judicial powers ng PhilHealth legal? Unlike NLRC, halimbawa, LTFRB, ang lawak-lawak eh, kayo na ang mag-iimbestiga, kayo ang magsususpend ng payment, ultimately, kayo rin ang magdidesisyon na magbayad.
I would say, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, na in the present organizational structure ng legal sector, as regards filing of cases, I would say it is very efficient and effective. I mean, because we start with fact finding muna.
Well, the hospitals, including the medical workers and the private hospitals, is that it's in fact abusive.
Mr. Chair, we make sure that
and effective.
We ensure that due process and all the rights of our stakeholders are respected and observed, Mr. Chair.
Sige, ganito na lang. Maybe you can give me a breakdown of the claims in the past 2 years at saka yung mga ospital, isubmit mo sa ating chairman. Okay?
Mr. Chair, clarify ko po, claims po ba or cases?
Hindi yung claimants na lang na sinasabi ninyong false claimants. Para bigyan na natin ng pagkakataon or ikaya, ibukod na lang yan. Tapos yung mga hindi naman false claimants, bayaran na.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we will coordinate with with our departments na in charge with those claims processing.
That's right, kasi iba-iba ang listahan eh, hindi magkaisa eh. I just had one question or request from FDA regarding Bowman Technologies and Nika Trading, both awarded with several bids, even if they were not registered with the FDA. And finally, I'd like to inquire with my chairman if we could call the other members of the team of USECLAO, formerly with DBMPS, Christine Marie Suntay, and Attorney Sami Dagpin, all apparently involved in the mass exodus in June of last year, DBMPS. Thank you po.
So ordered. The chair directs the Director General to subpoena also these two folks that were identified by the name of Secretary Christine. What is the name, please?
Marie Suntay.
Marie Suntay.
Opo.
And
I think a certain attorney Sami Dagpin.
Sami
I believe
Delphin.
he's now the chair of the Government Commission on GOCCs. Is that correct? He's still with the government.
He's the head of BCG now. GCG.
GOCC, yeah. GCGOCC, yeah.
Governance Commission.
Yes. So ordered. Thank you.
Thank you very
Senator
much.